Welcome everyone. Today in this video we are going to learn about Evolution Z. We're going to learn all the Z items that we can collect in the game. As well, we're going to learn on how to use some Zitem Fusion. And finally, we're going to test on how to edit your characters when you want to add Z items to whatever character you want to make them stronger. So let's get into it. Evolution Z is allow you to use Zitem Fusion to create characters or Z items for your custom character. As well, we have a Zitem list and edit your Z items when you want to power up your characters. But for right now, we're going to go off with the second one, which is Zitem list, to figure out what Z items we are missing. For anybody out there that wants to complete their Zitem list in Budokai Tenkaichi 1, I'm going to show you what I have because I almost have everything 100%, but we're just missing one more Z item that we'll tackle on when we get into the Zitem Fusion. But for right now, let's get started with the Zitem list. So right now, here is the item list, guys, and I'll go one by one just to show you guys on how everything is in this whole item list. But there are over 241 Z items. Right now, I am missing one more Z item, which I will show you in the Zitem Fusion in the timestamps, and you want to go to it. But just remember, there are a couple different types of Z items. We have the ability types, the support type, the fusion type, Dragon Ball, and the secret types. So I'm going to go down the list just to show you guys what I have, because I know most of you are like, I'm missing one more Z item, which is the one I'm missing. And of course, you could pause the video whenever you want to, just to figure out what Z items you are missing. But of course, the ability types are going to be the same ones as you're going to customize the character, give you more health, give you more ki, attack, defense, speed, and all that good stuff. Now, like I said before, there's one more Z item I am missing right here, which is equipment slot 4. And yes, I will do it in the Zitem Fusion. Like I said, it will be in the timestamps, and I'll show you how I got it. But again, I'm just going to go down the list so you guys could see it for yourself on how to get these Z items. But just remember that not all Z items will be available to you to get. Some of them can be RNG, or again, you have to make them yourself. So that is all the ability types. Now going to support types are a little bit different than the ability types. If we could go down here just on lock on range enlargement, we have lock on range increased slightly. So basically, support types give you an extra buff to your character. Some of them are limited to specific characters like Saiyans, androids, or Majin Buu, Piccolo, Cell, and there's not a lot of support types because I think these are a little bit more rare to get. But in the later on the future sequels of the game, there is a lot of support types. There's a lot of them. But for right now, since the first game that they ever made for this type of mechanic, we only have limited amounts of support types. But that's all of them right here. The next one we have is fusion types. Now, as you can see, we have Zitem Fusion, and there's over 35 of them. You can collect more, but you have to go to the Z battle gates. Just do whatever battle, whichever is the quickest one, and you will earn one Zitem Fusion at the end of the battle, every time. So just remember, if you do not have any more Zitem Fusions, go to the Z battle gates. Only in the story mode, you're able to get more Zitem Fusions. And of course, the Zitem Fusions is where you do, of course, your fusions for your characters, for transformations, to the movie characters, to just getting the final transformations like Frieza, Cell, Majin Buu, of course, Broly, Cooler, Bojack, Janemba. I don't think Janemba in this game, but I wish he was, but apparently he's not. But you know, just certain types of characters can be in this game, but yet again, they're only allowed with the fusion type Z items. And of course, most of them will be in the story mode. So remember, you have to do all the battles just to get the specific Zitem Fusion from those characters. Now for the last two right here, I know most of you are going to be a little bit concerned, like, why do I have these question mark, question mark, question mark? Well, these two give you an enhanced ability to one of the Z items. But we have Dragon Power and Miracle. To get Dragon Power and Miracle, you have to go to Ultimate Battle and do the practice mode. And in the practice mode, you could choose whatever character you want and put whatever Z items, your custom Z items and everything. But Dragon Power, you need to do over 10 consecutive wins without losing. You get Dragon Power. But for Miracle, you have to do over 20 consecutive wins to get Miracle. And they do not stack, or they don't overlap with each other. So if you do a full 20 consecutive wins, you will not get both of them. You'll only get Miracle. So just remember that. You can only do this in Ultimate Battle. This is where you can only get the Dragon Power and Miracle in the practice mode. So yeah, that's unfortunate how these two are, but that's how they made the game, for those modes to get these last two fusion type Z items. And of course the next one we have Dragon Balls, which is all the 7 Dragon Balls. You know, nothing much around there. And then we have our secret types, which is basically kind of like our completion for the whole entire game. You know, we have our characters, we have the tournaments, we have the stages, the Z battle gates as well. But again, I'm just gonna go down the road because I know most of you are missing maybe one more character, or hey, where's this one from, or if I'm missing a character, or is there another world tournament I'm missing, or is there another, you know, map stage I'm missing. And again, you want to know how to collect all the Z items. I have left a video on how to collect all the Z items. It will be down in the description, as well a playlist of my playthrough of the game, and you can see for yourself on what Z items you will get throughout the whole game. But of course, it's most likely that you still have to play the game, guys, no matter what, to figure out what you want from the game. Because either way, you want to unlock everything. Because that's the whole point of mostly these Budokai Tenkaichi games, is that you want to get all the characters, you want to get all their transformations, you want to get all the stages, all the tournaments and everything. Like, it's just a fun single player game. It's just you have to put the time into it. I don't think there is certain ways to do a shortcut, or like, hey, I want to get that particular Z item, how do I get it? It is possible, but again, it's just different on if it's really possibility that you can do something like that, like just skip it or trying to do a shortcut to get that particular Z item you want. And of course, right here, as you can see, we move on from the stages to the Z battle gates right there. You know, the Saiyan Saga, Frieza Saga, androids, the movie characters, and everything like that, in some of the what if scenarios too. And again, that's from the single player. And then from almost the last ones are going to be World Tournament Adapt, World Tournament Advance, and then we have the Cell games. And the last two right here are Character Illustration and Password. You had to get these two from the Dragon. Yes, that's the only way to get them. If you are missing these two, get them from the Dragon. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole list, guys. Again, if you want to pause the video whenever you want to, just to check out which ones you are missing, you could do that for yourself. But that's the whole Zitem Fusion list. But for right now, we're going to go to the Zitem Fusion because we need to make our equipment slot 4 right now in order for us to finally complete the whole entire Zitem list. So right now, everyone, we're going to enter into Zitem Fusion just to learn about how to Zitem Fusion our items. Now just remember, guys, that all of them are very different, but just remember that if you're going to Zitem Fusion an item, it has to be the same value. So 1 plus 1 of health, or click on yes, it will give me another plus 2 health. Not bad at all. Same thing, 2 plus 2. If I click on yes, it's going to give me a plus 4. Same thing with 3 plus 3. 2 of them, add them together, gives me health plus 6. But again, you cannot do a plus 5. So if you do 3 plus 2 will not work. Well, let me see if I want to make a 4. We did 2 plus 2, but can we do 1 plus 3? We cannot do that either. So just remember that you have to Z on a fusion the same value of your Z on. So that is mostly in the ability types. Unfortunately, with the support types, they're a little bit more different. So if we go to Dragon Homing Count plus 2, if we click on the square button, you can see that the recipe needs Dragon Homing plus 1 and plus 1 to make a 2. Pretty simple, right? Just like the ability types. Now we go to Master Skill, which is another recipe. You need Dragon Power and Miracle. So some Z items do need that recipe in order for them to actually make it happen. And there are some other ones here that you cannot combine with each other, or they do not have any recipes, because most of them you have to do it again from the story mode, world tournament, or an ultimate battle, as well as for probably the wishes. So again, like Miracle Z, there's no recipe or anything. I have to get it from one of those modes in the game. So there's going to be a lot of different types of support items here that you cannot combine besides from Dragon Homing Count and Master Skill. Now fusion types, I already did all the characters and everything. So again, if you want to go to again how to figure out how to fusion items, all the characters, I'll leave the video down in the description, as well the playlist and on the top eye icon on the right, so you could direct you to that video. But just remember, I already did all of this. But the last two that we have over here from the bottom is going to be Miracle and Dragon Power. Now the difference between these two is that they have an effect called Item Fusion Exclusive. So it's only limited to Evolution Z. Same thing with Miracle, Item Fusion Exclusive. So they can only work with certain particular Z items. And that's what we're going to do right now, is go to equipment slot right now, and we're going to combine our third one to make equipment slot plus 4. But just remember, if you want to get these two, you have to get it in the ultimate battle from training. Dragon Power, you have to win 10 matches in a row, while Miracle, you have to win 20 matches in a row. So right now we're going to take on Dragon Power, and then we're going to go to equipment slot plus 3, and this will work. And once again, you cannot go from plus 1 to plus 3. It's not going to work because of that special effect that Dragon Power has. So again, equipment slot plus 3, going to Dragon Power, and we're finally going to fusion item one more time, or for my save data. But there we go, we got equipment slot 4, and we have 100% completed the Z item list. So there it is, equipment slot plus 4. So again, that is all the Z items. That's how Z item fusion works. Again, you cannot do 3 plus 2 to make a 5, or 3 plus 1 to make a 4. They have to be the same category of value of the Z item. So again, since I don't have any more Dragon Power, I have to go back to the ultimate battle and practice mode in order for me to get that Dragon Power once again. But we back away. I guess we don't have a completion rate, or the Grand Kai will tell us, hey, you completed the all Z item list. But again, as you can see from the top right, we have completed over 241 Z items in the game. So we're going to go all the way down here to the equipment slot. There it is, equipment slot plus 4. You need Dragon Power and equipment slot plus 3. That's the only way to get it. So same thing like right here, if we go to favorite techniques plus 6, you need 3 plus 3, and it tells you right there, same thing, plus 5 does not give us anything, or plus 4, 2 plus 2. So that's pretty much it for Z item list, guys, fusion. But now we're going to go ahead and edit some Z items to see how they affect the character. So finally, in the last part, guys, we're going to do some edit Z items just to see how you add them together to your specific character. Now just remember that I did not create a lot of characters with Z items, but again, this is a way to buff up your character just to have more fun. But again, as you can see from Goku, we do not have any Z items. Same thing with Super Saiyan, but Super Saiyan 2, which I added Z items, they do not carry over to the next transformation, as you can see from Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 4. So unfortunately, whatever Z items you pick on a character is going to stay on that character, and you have to create more Z items for the other base level characters or their transformations. Unfortunately for this game, you cannot transform, which is kind of insane that they did not allow us to transform during a battle, but that's how they made the game. So if we go to Goku right now, this is what it will offer us, which is around 5 slots in order to increase his power, his health, his ki, favorite favorite techniques, finishing move, and super finishing move. But in order for me to access the other two, I have to add equipment slot +2. So we have to go all the way down here and go to equipment slot +2, add it to him, and now I have available 6 more Z items that I could add to Goku. So let's go to add some health right now just to show you guys. So let's do some +5 because I have the highest level, and as you can see, it fully increased his health. Same thing with ki. He has a level 3 ki, so all I need to add is a level 4. So there we go, level 4, and I'm maxed out. But let's say I want to add another health for Goku. Will that overextend my health? So let's go with a +6. And it did not change my health at all. As you can see, it stays at level 7. So just remember, you cannot power up the same Z item unless, again, you have like a +1, +3 and all that. You can, but if it overcapacitates on whatever base tag you're going to put it on, it's not going to work. So just remember that whenever you're going to add Z items. But you can add, of course, support types, and a lot of them are going to be different depending on what they do. Just like right here, regeneration ability, since I cannot select it because it's only affected to Piccolo, Cell, and Majin Buu. So a lot of these can be different depending on what they are usable for. Same thing, I Am Champion is only affected to Hercule. So again, there's a lot of Z items here that will work for almost every character, but they have to say no limited. So we go to key control. As you can see there, it only uses for Z fighters. So I'm not sure that will work for like the villain characters, but right now we'll check in a little bit. But as you can see there, vitality consumed by key base attacks half. And then finally, that's all you have, just support types and the ability types. So again, you can put as many as you want to, but I think you cannot put the same value over them, I think. Like let's go to the top, let's try master skill with another master skill. Yes, I could add more, and then finally another master skill. So it looks like you can add these together, but if we go to our effects, it says dragon home count increase +2, increase locked on speed. So again, we gotta add one more, and we have 3 now. So that is kind of crazy that you can add more again, support types for your character, but again, you need to have multiples of them. So I guess we could test out one more thing right here. Let's go to high tension. Okay, we're gonna test this out in a battle right now, guys. So we have max power plus right here, but it says max power duration is lengthened. So we're gonna add 1. We're gonna add 1 more just to show you guys how it works. And then finally, we're gonna add our last one. Let's see if that really affects the ability for our duration to last a little bit more longer. So we add 3 of them all together, and let's add super move, because of course you guys want to test out like if it's really strong enough for us to do a crazy amount of damage for our super move, but there we go. Doesn't really, well, yeah, +5, that's okay. And that's pretty much it. Again, these will not carry over to your transformation of the character. So again, they're their own characters. They have their own specific moves, super moves, ultimate attacks, and everything. But let's go to, oh, we do have Janemba. I was a little bit confused that we didn't have Janemba, but let's go with Cooler. So there was one Zitem that we couldn't add, so let's just go to it just to give you a demonstration, and then we'll go over there to the practice area. But there we go, key item is only used for Z fighters. So again, some characters will be limited over others, so you do need to be careful on what Z items you want to add to whatever characters you want to play as. So again, you gotta have a lot of fun customizing however you want to, but again, it's too bad for this game that they don't have any more slots to add other customization to your character, like different slot, like slot 1, slot 2, or slot 3. But that will be a feature later on in the future sequels of the game. But for right now, we're gonna go as Goku right now, and we're gonna go to practice mode and test out how the Max Power Plus works when we are at our customization. So right now, everyone, we're going to test out on Goku's custom ZI evolution to see how the Max Power Plus works. But right now, as you can see, we have our Z evolution, and this is what I have for Goku, of course, just 3 max powers, which is insane. But we're going to add the custom, and then we're going to select our normal Goku right here. And we're going to test out again just their max power to see how really well done they do it for the duration. Because again, a lot of those support types, they really do give you good buffs, but we're going to see right now how long it will last. So right now, let me just get into the battle. And right now, we're just going to help ourselves to get our orb so we can max power right now. Okay, here we are, everyone. We have one of the orbs right there, and we're going to charge some max power. So let's see how it works. So just remember, look at Goku on the left side, and look at Goku on the right side. So it does last longer, but just remember, this is the third with 3 max power versus 1 or nothing on max power. So it does last a little bit more longer, but right now we're going to test it out one more time, but we're going to switch it to just 1 max power over 3. So we're going to do this one more time. As you can see, we just have 1 max power, and then we have finishing moves to show you guys how much damage you can do with just regular super moves. And we're just going to do with custom, and of course we're going to have single player Goku as normal. Okay, everyone, here we are. Everybody has 1 of the orbs, and we're going to charge up all the way to max power. And we're going to see if it really do a difference with just having 1 max power or 3. But as you can see, Goku on the right is going down quicker, while Goku on the left, we see that with just 1 max power, it seems that it did not give him an extra 2 buffs to max power if you add 3 or 4 or how many you want. So it only affects 1 time, guys, so just be aware about that whenever it comes to any sort of buff. You cannot stack them with another or the same Z item. So the last thing I'm going to show you is, of course, how much damage they do in the super move. So we're just going to do regular Kamehameha on regular Goku right now. And that's 9,700 damage. And remember, this is just normal Goku. Now we're going to do our custom Goku, and we maxed out all of our super attack. Okay, look at that, 11,640. So almost like another 3,000 attack damage. So yeah, that's pretty interesting to see that you can add more ability types to your character to make them much more stronger. But again, you do have to play around how you want your character to be like for every custom character. And there you go, everyone. That is the whole completion of Evolution Z and Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 1. If you have more further questions, I wouldn't mind if you share it down in the comments below. But we basically have everything. We have all the Z items, all 241. We learn how to do some Zitem Fusion, and of course test out on how Z items work with your specific character. But once again, guys, just remind yourself that you do have to play the game to unlock specific Z items, or some of them can be RNG, while some other ones can give you a recipe to understand how to unlock those particular Z items. And just remember, guys, I'll try my best to do the other games as well, like Budokai Tenkaichi 2 and 3 on how to do some of those Z items as well. And make sure to go down in the description to check out my other videos if you guys having trouble on collecting some certain Z items in the game. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Keep on playing and game for life, guys. See you later.